Hey, what's up? I want to quickly talk about currency for a second because it's been top of mind for me. I've recently seen a few clips from Gary's Economics on YouTube, and I think even his clips have shown up on TikTok a couple times. And there was a clip that I saw of him saying that I think as a beginner trader or something, he was given New Zealand dollars as a currency, and he said it was pretty much a terrible currency to be trading with. And that really struck a chord with me because I live in New Zealand. The currency we deal with here is obviously the New Zealand dollar. And it's a thought that's been growing in my mind that the New Zealand dollar is actually a very weak currency compared to some of the rest of the world. Maybe in other countries it does quite well, but certainly against the US, I've noticed that it's quite weak. There's some other European countries that it doesn't do great against. And it's a little bit frustrating because you work so hard for this currency, for this fiat, and basically it does okay in the country you're in, obviously because it's kind of, there are living costs and things like that. But when you think about going to a different country, or when you think about trading in a different stock exchange, like the US stock exchange, then you really take a hit with your New Zealand currency or whatever currency you may be in, if it is also in that weak category. And I've just been thinking, like, somebody in the US that becomes a millionaire versus somebody in the New Zealand that becomes a millionaire. So a person in New Zealand who becomes a millionaire, if they converted all their currency to US dollars, they essentially would no longer be a millionaire because they would just not have enough US dollars after exchange. And so there is power in currency. I think there are stronger currencies out there. Maybe worth considering relocating if your currency is super weak. I know there are obviously third world countries where the currency is very weak, probably weaker than New Zealand's, but yeah, something that has been front of mind for me. And it's got me thinking that maybe every dollar I earn, I should almost be exchanging it to something else, because the power it has and the ability for that to grow or be strong compared to the New Zealand dollar is much better. And so even just exchanging it, investing in their stock exchange versus the New Zealand stock exchange over the long term, I think the benefit's going to be better. The New Zealand stock exchange, I mean, maybe I've been picking the wrong stocks or shares, but absolutely my mini portfolio has been getting crushed in the last few years. It's horrendous, to be honest. And I think the fact that it's gotten a lot easier to invest in other stock exchanges from New Zealand in the past few years probably hasn't helped. It's probably opened new doors, and currency is probably flowing out, I would say, and people are finding better global returns than they are in New Zealand. And part of this is probably just myself speculating in some ways and trying to form some kind of trend or understanding of what's been going on. But yeah, there are stronger currencies. In my opinion, New Zealand dollar isn't the strongest. It's definitely not the strongest. Moving to stronger currencies, if you're on your chase to become richer, wealthier, might be worth considering. Thanks for watching. See you next time.